where they just, age themselves up 3 years to become soldiers, and that's like, okay, and that's fine. They're aging 3 to get to the training arc. That's fine. But then they don't spend enough time in the training arc, I feel. They kind of touch on a couple key relationships, like the rivalry with God.
The training arc should have been the whole first season. Like, all of that shit should have been the training arc.
I'm going to disagree a little bit. I just think that, and we could have taken an episode or two out of the Trost battle and put it into the training. That's what I think.
I feel like just jumping over such a critical part of that shit kind of undersells, like, the whole amount of progress they're making. Because, like, to point at another series that has received much, much less favorably than it used to be originally, and I'll also put this on the list while I'm talking about it, Naruto, or Naruto.
Or Boruto.
Yeah, I used to like that series a lot, and then I realized how fucking terrible the writing is in it.
Yeah.
Man, it'd be nice if we ever got a series about Bolt's dad.
Yeah, right. Bolt's dad and his other dead son.
The Bolt's dad and Art.
Yeah, no, to point at their training arcs in that, Kishimoto at least knew, hey man, if you're gonna introduce like new gigantic swaths of fucking shit that they need to remember to the story, you might want to kind of drip feed that a little bit. Let's introduce, hey, now you can put chakra on your feet and run up trees. Alright, now that you've done that for like about 4 chapters, cool. Do that while doing the other thing. Okay, now that you got those two down, alright, now you need to join in a real fight and learn how to put all that shit together. Like, just kind of drip feed it a little bit. Don't just have it where it's like, okay, this is how you put chakra on your feet. And Zabuza's dead! Moving on! Like, you can't really jump like that.
Like, who's ready for a training arc?
Yeah, because not everything has to be like a Dragon Ball Z training arc. That's a bit long for like Attack on Titan speed, but I think a little bit more time could have been spent on that. Yeah, because you can build up the characters better that way. That's your anime vegetables.
Yeah, they had their P's on the side. Like there was a training arc, and by arc I mean about like a whole episode split across 2 episodes. That like the second half of one, the first half of the other one. Shit like it's fine for what it's meant to do. It's fine. I wish there was a bit more meat, and I wish that Trost was paced out better. But right now, it's fine. And ultimately, I do think that seasons 2, 3, and all the season 4s, they figured out their stride. I look back on Attack on the Titan a lot better than I used to. But I understand, Menthol, why you dislike it. One that I don't share the same affection for on retrospect is Elfin Lied.
Yeah, no, I fucking hate Elfin Lied, dude.
That could be on mine too, because like I remember, like I was getting into anime like when that first came out, because that came out like in 2004, 2003, I think it was. Yeah. And I actually bought it like on like a box set. I still own a box set of it because like at the time that was about the only way I could get anime. Like I couldn't download it at the house, didn't have my own computer. So I was in Best Buy one day and got it. I went home and watched it because I had seen some stuff. I had seen stuff about it like on 4chan and shit like that, talking about like, oh, this is God tier. You should watch it. And I watched it.
I'll tell you what else you saw it on.
What's that?
New Type.
Oh God, yeah, it was on the New Type magazine. Like, oh fuck, I blocked that shit out. And I remember all that, but like. I remember watching it and I was just like, dude, this is just like shock value. That's all this is. This is like the anime equivalent of like the Hostel movies.
It's the anime equivalent of a dead baby joke.
Yeah, that's
pretty much.
They're just killing little girls.
And then like, because like the only thing I didn't even like it that much because like Jesus, that man was depressed as hell. There was a webcomic that came out that was related to it. I think it was called Nana. There was the other girl who was like Lucy. The
Nana or something like that.
No,
I think it was Nana. Yeah, it was called like Nana's Everyday Life, and it was like the saddest fucking like webcomic I've ever seen in my life. And then it turned out like the guy doing it was just making nothing but like the saddest webcomics ever. And that guy was like the most depressed man I think I've ever seen in my life. Like, even now, like with me treating everything and doing my best to keep my own mental health going, just by trying to be in good practice and stuff, I couldn't read that guy's shit now because I would feel like I need to connect to God's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So
What's this?
we're talking about Elfin Lied.
Okay, well,
How much it's terrible.
yeah,
It's
we're talking about.
it
I'm
is
talking about
completely alright. I wouldn't say
I'm
it's
talking
terrible.
about a very depressing like webcomic I used to read, and how like the author is just like the saddest man I've ever seen. Like I thought it was just kind of like, oh, he just likes to make sad stuff, because I like to make sad stuff sometimes, but I like to make sad stuff in the not depressing way, but like
Melancholy.
a melancholic, like sad country music. I love sad country music because it's something to commiserate with. You can listen to it and you're like, all right, I'm not the only one having struggles. I'm not alone in this. Cool. But like this dude's comics, I felt bad because he did some autobiographical ones too, and they were like real kind of sad sack hours. I hate to say. Like one of them was having a friend who was like this very attractive young lady, and him kind of developing feelings for her, but then like realized like, oh, she's never gonna like me because I'm a fucking loser and all this. And I was like, I kind of went through that too, so I know what you're talking about. And also, that's just depressing as fuck.